The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, book summary in English, audiobook, Chapter 1, The Lost Journal in. A quiet corner of the world, a dusty leather journal lay forgotten in an attic. No one knew it existed until a storm shook the old house, sending the journal tumbling onto the floor. When it opened, 7 words were boldly written across the first page. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize, sharpen the saw. The journal belonged to a man named Stephen, a name that once sparked great respect. Each page told how he discovered one habit at a time, not through lectures or speeches, but through desperate moments where he had no choice but to change. As the storm raged outside, the world inside the journal began to unfold, and the habits took on a life of their own. Chapter 2. The Mirror. That spoke years before the journal was forgotten, Stephen had faced his first crisis. He was a rising star, praised for his cleverness but empty inside. One night he stared into a mirror, and for a brief moment, the mirror stared back. It didn't show his success. It showed what he lacked: control over himself. That night, he wrote in his journal, Habit 1, be proactive. Instead of blaming the world, Stephen began taking full responsibility for every action, every choice. Slowly, life responded. New doors opened, some slammed shut. But he no longer waited for life to act first. He moved, and the world moved with him. The mirror never spoke again. It didn't need to. Chapter 3. The Road with No Signs, Following Success. Stephen faced a harder challenge. Where am I really going? His days were full, but his soul felt empty. That's when he crafted Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. He drew maps of his dreams, charting courses not to riches, but to meaning. It, too, was here that a twist came. One evening he found himself on an unknown road during a long drive. Fog covered everything. No signs, no GPS, just endless gray. Hours later he stumbled onto a small cabin where an old map hung on the wall. But the map was not of roads, it was of values, goals, principles. He realized the mistake many make, following busy roads without questioning the destination. He promised himself never again to travel blind. Every choice must point toward the end he truly desired. Chapter 4. The Invisible Battle. With clear direction, Stephen thought life would get easier. It didn't. In fact, distractions grew stronger, pulling him away from his goals. He needed a new rule to survive. Habit 3. Put first things first. Managing time wasn't enough. He had to manage himself against temptations, emails, meetings, meaningless tasks that looked urgent but weren't important. He fought an invisible battle daily, choosing priority over noise. But then came the real twist. A tempting offer landed at his feet, a high-paying job with endless perks, but no purpose. Saying yes would mean betraying his mission. Saying no meant losing security. He said no. It was the hardest decision he ever made, but the most freeing. Chapter 5. The Seeds That Became Forests. Years later, after mastering discipline, Stephen realized success wasn't a solo journey. It wasn't about climbing faster, but climbing together. Here he found the last habits. Think win-win. Seek first to understand. Synergize. Sharpen the saw. He stopped competing. He started building bridges. Listening first. Speaking second. Collaboration replaced competition. He formed teams that achieved more than he ever could alone. One day, walking through a valley, he stumbled upon a breathtaking sight. An entire forest growing from seeds he had planted long ago with people he had helped. The final twist? The forest wasn't just trees, it was lives changed. Families made stronger, communities reborn. All because one man decided to sharpen himself, then lift others. The journal, now complete, waited quietly in the attic for the next storm, the next seeker ready to find it. Because true effectiveness, Stephen knew, was never really about being effective alone. It was about planting forests in a world starved for trees.